We are quite glad to be here as the official media partner for the organizers of this year's event. And as we walk around the booths, we've come across our friends from MAN who are here to tell us a bit about what they are showcasing at this event. Just introduce yourself for us.
Okay, great. So here at Gulf Foods 2022, MAN has a stand in Hall 6. We have got a full array of a broad section of our products that we've wanting to display, just to show a little bit of some of our capabilities and expertise.
Yes.
Just some of the products we can see here, and very specifically, especially for the Africa region, we've got some unique solutions which can actually be affordable and specific for the Africa region. So one in particular is some of our technologies on spray drying. So we've got some powdered beverages for powdered soft drinks, which makes for a very affordable and obviously increasing water and drink consumption. We've got some novelties on confectionery. So we've got things like small sweets, which are kind of challenging the normal status quo. Obviously lollipops, very big within the region, and for some of our confectionery partners, and allowing us to really utilize some of our changing technologies. We've got these different style gums, and these are flavor morphing. So they start off as one flavor, and then through the chewing and the process, actually the taste, the flavor profile changes from the beginning to the end of the product. So again, some really kind of unique technologies using our power cap technology. We're represented on our beverages from both with MAN, with emulsions and flavorings, but also from Manufri, which is our joint venture with the Spanish fruit grower, the largest in the European market, which in turn creates anything from compounds and easier one-stop solutions for clients across the region. On to savory. We're just trialing now at this point in time with through head office to look at alternative sourcing for costs, whereas full blend seasonings these days are increasingly expensive. Cost of logistics is increasing. I'll touch upon that again in a little while. But to get the full solution, we've now developed an easier, so between 10 and 13%. So you're only bringing in this small amount. All of these layers you can see here can be added locally, which also generates, other than cost saving, new jobs, manufacturing and efficiencies, in order to create then a stable and full blend for seasoning or snack seasonings or culinary.
Okay, I'm seeing some.
Finally, yeah, there's a partnership where MAN is working with an Australian company, and they've developed a product from sugarcane extract, and that is called Phytolin. And Phytolin has two benefits. One is to lower the glycemic index, so very important for health and nutrition. And it also is an antioxidant, so it's kind of very good for you. And there's just a couple of examples here where those that suffer from a high glycemic index count, you can add it to products in various formats, whether it be a yogurt or, in this instance, obviously a big contributor is sugar. You can add it to the sugar and it overall lowers it. So it allows people to enjoy a much broader section without the fear of danger to their health.
Thanks, Marvin, because I think it's a whole range of from powders to beverages, and it's really interesting what you are showcasing here. We've just come out of COVID, and also we are still going through a lot of supply chain challenges. How has that changed the kind of consumer you work with, and how have you, over the last 2 to 3 years, worked with your consumers to reduce some of those concerns?
So I think the environment that we're trading in right now is costs. I mean, the pressure on whether it be through logistics, as you mentioned, or the cost of raw materials, shipping a lot of the raw materials through various countries to move on to the next countries is really needs to be looked at and evaluated at this time. Any opportunity to save your hard-earned cash, the cost of electricity, the fuel pumps, everything is going up. So we're very much trying to do, I mean, this Savory initiative is one of those which allows cost savings. You don't need to send as much, and it allows you to be doing and not paying duties and taxation on products that can be found locally and within the region. So those in particular are ways that we're trying to do that. The other thing for our customers today is we're looking at efficiencies in transportation, because we're always trying to make our products affordable for the end consumer, and the cost of transport, especially in lower quantities, is extremely high and almost as high as the product itself. And as such, through our warehouse locally in Nairobi, we can potentially bring in a larger amount of product, makes for a better efficiency in terms of the logistics, and then customers can then draw down on that and take benefit of the better and or sea freight instead of air freight, which is incredibly expensive these days.
As you look at the region, of course, Africa is a broad continent, and even into the GCC where we are now, there are many opportunities, but what are some of the specific areas of investment and growth that you see that also, even as a company, you are also trying to tap into? And investors have many challenges in those spaces, and how you can help them. Yes.
So we're doing quite a lot of work at this point in time with in the bakery section. So we're finding across the East Africa region, many clients are investing into individual cake slices, individual sort of treats, snack on the go. Everybody's lives are busier and busier in the future, and these kind of opportunities to offer completely new categories like individual layered cakes, muesli bars, so on and so forth. You'll find that these are growing, and I predict that in the future they'll become quite a large category kind of relatively overnight.
Now, as we look into the future, of course, sustainability, there's a lot of sustainability talk even at this expo. How has MAN, within its operations, taken in quite a bit of the sustainability issues? This could be energy, water, waste. And how does your kind of solutions, of course you've touched a bit in some of them, but maybe just to talk about specifically about sustainability within your space and in the customers you are dealing with?
Yeah, so MAN is well, first and foremost is a family business, and wants to operate as ethically as feasibly possible. It started back in the 2000s when we signed the UN Global Compact for corporate sustainability, and we have a very strong CSR program within our business. One way that we've demonstrated that more recently, without the kind of usual everyday stuff of water cleansing, CO2 production, is that we're now putting our flavors with a kind of how efficient and contributory they are to the environment, and so how much it almost costs the environment, not necessarily always cash, but the impact across flavors. So we make that visible in our flavors, so every product has a score, and then we can share that with our customers so that they can also adopt sustainable and ethical practices when they're purchasing raw materials, even from the small dosages that go into flavoring.
Okay. As we go into the future, I think, because you are based in Kenya, but
yes,
you're also meeting your teams here that are based in the region. Where are you in the region? Talking about Middle East and Africa, and then what could be the plans into the future? What kind of strategies are you having to grow your market and also to meet the customer needs? Sure.
So key to understanding the region is understanding the consumers first and foremost. And often my customers kind of look to us to look at either A, what the trends are, or B, what is it that consumers want and or don't know yet that they want.
Yes.
because their exposure is not necessarily nobody knows what they don't know.
Yeah.
So we, driven through COVID primarily, we obviously concentrated very heavily into Kenya as we're based in Nairobi. However, certainly over the last 12 months, we've been expanding across the broader area, specifically into neighboring countries of Tanzania, Uganda, and Ethiopia. And we're trying to explore new customers and offer and understand insights across categories. Now, it's very difficult to know all categories at all times in all countries because there's always regional variations even within a country. But we're trying to adopt marketing practices and insight. We've done that through technology, through mobile phones, so that we have the ability to communicate direct to consumers and get their feedback on questions and their habits, essentially. And we're adopting and taking on 2 new projects for 2023 in the culinary sector. And also at the end of this year, towards the end of this month, we're doing what we're calling a pantry workshop to understand what Kenyans buy and what are the store cupboard essentials that are stocked within there, so that we can understand the tastes and the profiles in a much greater way. So these studies really allow us to tone and get our product profiling correct and align ourselves to what the consumers actually want. Kenyans want new things, Kenyans want value, but they don't want to have the unaffordability factor and or be disappointed by trialing something that's completely new. So new innovation needs to be close to home, let's say, in terms of some familiarities, but yet providing them or satisfying a new need for them.
Maybe one thing just to add is on your regional footprint in Africa and into the GCC region.
Sorry, could you
Your
repeat?
footprint.
My footprint? Okay, so currently we've got an office in Nairobi. We have warehousing in Nairobi and 3 laboratories. Excuse me. 3 laboratories: a sweet, a savory, and a meat pilot plant, based in Nairobi. So the neighboring countries are served from there, where we can do especially fresh products, which we've just expanded the technical team in recent months. So that's growing. We're then supported from our regional head office in South Africa. We've got a 3 million euro investment on an innovation center in Cape Town. So there's a very heavy team in terms of support should we need it locally. Beyond that, we have our support from our global head office in the south of France, where we have lots of expertise, etc. Whereas we've got needs in market, and recently we had the category director for confectionery and bakery come and visit the market and really go and see our customers. So we have a wealth of technical experience that can bring new knowledge and introduce new technologies to the East Africa region.